us on a picture-perfect Sunday night for some NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. We'll hear from reporter Allie LaForce in a moment. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Jaylen Brown.
Well, his scoring has dipped over the last few seasons, and sometimes that can be cause for concern. But it doesn't always tell the full story. You have to consider his role, his usage, as well as the other ways he contributes to the team.
A look at Orlando's opening lineup. Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. On the wing, it'll be Bane and Wagner. And it's Suggs in at the point guard position. And for Boston, their backcourt, Pritchard and White. At the forward spots, the talented pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Vucevic in at the 5. Clark, heading into the postseason, some teams have bet it all on star power, while others have bet on chemistry.
Hey, I think continuity and chemistry are really the most important components to winning a championship because every team in the league has talent. Some have more talent or more superstar talent, but you've got to have a chemistry, a continuity, a connectedness that helps you work through the tough spots in the season and certainly in the playoffs.
And it's good. 2 points.
The first of many tonight. Both teams have legit offensive talent.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
Making a statement here early, going right to the rack. I love it.
Yeah, that's how he rolls. I mean, intimidate the opponent right now.
Now here's Suggs. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. From deep, Bane. The rebound by Jason Tatum. And here's Boston. They've been playing excellent team basketball. 9 wins in a row.
Just playing really solid basketball right now. They're trusting each other more out there and attacking as a group. They're a fist, not individual fingers, which has made them tough to beat.
And out of bounds, the Celtics will take it.
Look, the intentions were good. I like the unselfishness, but the execution, a lot to be desired.
First quarter and about a minute and a half in. Vucevic, a screen on Suggs. Again, the Celtics good for 2 more.
And hitting from the mid-range here and early. I mean, really give the defense just another thing to worry about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Now here's Carter. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. From deep, Bane counted from distance.
Anytime he can, Bane is taking this shot. I mean, he is supremely confident from range.
Brown, a screen on Banchero. Down low. And Brown with the stuff.
The B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice.
And, guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Yeah, with the ball in his hands, Wagner is dangerous. Got to keep an eye on him.
Well, when you need a bucket late in games, Franz Wagner seems to be your guy, Clark.
Yeah, he's made a name for himself as a fourth quarter producer. I mean, time and time again, Wagner has made a big play at both ends of the floor to help his team late. And that's how you become a clutch performer.
Now here's Wagner. He has a clear impact on this offense, putting up over 19 a game.
Wagner, a sneaky athlete, maybe better than some people give him credit for. Showing you explosion right there.
Here's Tatum from behind the arc. He can't hit that time.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. Coach and I talked about the ways that Paolo Banchero is used on offense and how his defense will respond. He said with Paolo, he can deploy in any area of the floor and be effective. Personally, I think he's the most dangerous at the elbows, but he can go to work anywhere. You have to know where he is at all times. Back to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie. And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. for Orlando. Black comes in for Suggs. And how about we check the numbers for Paolo Banchero?
And he's been locked in at the free throw line for sure. In the past 5 games, his percentage at the line is much better than it had been prior. Sometimes that's how it works. You just get that extra focus at the charity stripe.
Minute 32 left in the first quarter. Gonzalez passes to Vucevic, bearing his second of 3 attempts.
When Vucevic is rolling to the basket like that, there aren't many guys that are willing to get in his way to stop him.
After 2 consecutive first-round exits, the Magic now looking to take the next step, Clark.
You know, B.A., making the playoffs was the first step for this young core. And now that they have some experience, they've added some talent, too. So they're determined to continue to progress towards championship contending status.
And the shot goes.
When you have Tatum releasing on a screen, you know you have to find him.
And Orlando has possession. Kicks it out to Wagner. On the wing, Bane. There's the triple. Boston pulls it in.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Gonzalez passes to Vucevic. And from the field,
nice.
3 for 4 now.
You know, Nikola Vucevic, guys, just goes to work when he gets an opportunity to score. I mean, he's a very, very polished offensive player.
Counted.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
And it's Tatum with the ball for the Celtics. They're fresh off a win against the Pelicans.
Talk about strong offensive production. They went out, played to their strengths, and were successful as a result.
Yeah, you know, not deviating from the game plan is critical. You've got to trust in the system.
From deep, Bane. He can't get it to go. High-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Boston out in front, up by 3. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Celtics.
Well, you got to be impressed with how selfless they've been so far. Their passing has been simply outstanding.
In addition to that, they've thrown their weight around inside tonight, too, thumping and bumping in the paint. A lot of their points have come from inside.
All right, this is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. The Wagner brothers both on the floor. Franz at small forward, Mo in the middle. Then it's Anthony Black, and it's Richardson in at the shooting guard. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Franz Wagner was asked to describe his game, and he said, I don't know if there's someone who I would say I play really close to. I'm like a tall guard. I try to do a lot of different stuff out there, and I hope when you see me play, you see that I'm having fun and I'm playing for the right reasons. Brian, back to you.
Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. Celtics lead by 6. Pritchard with it. 9 points in his last outing. Pass to Queta. Here's Garza. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start. Orlando has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Orlando again missing. The Celtics shooting almost 70% from the floor. Sensational. Here's Queta. Wagner with a steal. To the inside. And Pritchard pulls it down.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
There's a screen from deep. Boston, no good that time either. Magic trail by 6. Here's Wagner. And the dunk by Wagner.
Wagner's teammates encourage him to attack the rim. They love to see him be aggressive. Given these results, you can understand why that's the case.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. comes in for Garza, and it's White in for Shireman. Banchero's checked in for Orlando. Jalen Suggs comes in for Richardson. Second quarter basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Wagner against Brown. Pass to Hauser. It's rebounded by Wagner. Magic trail by 4. Banchero finds Suggs. And here's Wagner. Suggs outside. Orlando moving the ball around. Wagner with a screen. 4 on the clock. Brown with the steal. Pritchard against Suggs. Outside White. The 3 is up. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White. And a lot of spot-up shooters now adding a one-dribble pull-up 3 to the repertoire.
Yeah, when you have defenders selling out to contest that catch and shoot, you got to reload, relocate, and let it fly. It's a valuable counter for those long-distance specialists.
Here's Pritchard. The Magic making their last shot. Inside. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. Kidd has got his first points of the night.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
And the Magic call time here.
So far, so good.
Making some changes. Batase's checked in for Wagner, and it's Desmond Bane in for Wagner. Three minutes of action thus far in the second. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028. Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
To the middle. Here's Batase, and Batase throws it down.
Offensively, I really think that Black's a very under-the-radar facilitator.
That'll be a 5-second call.
First in three-point shooting, and they're tops in the NBA in free throw percentage. Get too aggressive on D against them, and they'll make you pay at the stripe.
And you really can't emphasize enough how impressive their field goal percentage is. They run their game plan so well and know how to get the shots they want. Orlando making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. Outside Bane. 1:14 left in the second. Offline with a 3.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Richardson finds Bane. Now here's Suggs. Banchero outside. At the arc, Banchero finds his mark.
You know, I know some would like to see Banchero increase his shooting range, especially since he doesn't have a solid shot from behind the arc.
The Gonzalez misses. Magic trail by 3. Bane surveying the D. Suggs outside. 3-pointer. Boston pulls it in.
Hey, sometimes you miss even under the best of circumstances.
Here's Brown. Brown! Oh, my goodness!
Brown with that amazing athleticism, putting on a show out there with jams like that.
And here's Bane. Natazie, a screen on Brown. The 3 from Bane. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Celtics out in front. They're up by 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hello and welcome, basketball fans. The first half coming to an end with a deficit for the Orlando Magic.
Even teams that have great shooters have to be selective. They're hucking it up from beyond the arc, hoping for the best. And it reminds me of my free throws, almost mostly bricks.
It's like they went to the O'Neal three-point shooting academy.
Very funny.
Shifting gears here, guys, how about the clash at the power forward position in this game?
Yeah, these two are getting after it. They're working overtime to be the guy. They've got each other fired up.
It's almost like they're playing their own game of one-on-one. Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
In that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. At the forward spots, the talented pair of Brown and Tatum. Their backcourt, Pritchard and White, and it's Vucevic in at the center position, locking down the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Here's White. Goes back up. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
And the 7-foot frame of Vucevic creates a lot of problems, causes a lot of problems for defenders, especially when he's close to the bucket.
At the line for 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Well, it's hard to stop a 6'10 wing who can handle and play through contact. And the Magic have 2 of them, Grant.
Yeah, the number is remarkably similar for Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. Banchero is stronger and more of a rebounder, but both of them are stars.
And that's good as he hits both shots.
He's a big guy with a soft stroke from his charity stripe. You love to see that.
Suggs, the pass to Carter. Here's Wagner. The 3 from Suggs. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
Shooting in good rhythm there, Suggs. Off the catch and shoot, nicely done.
Brown with a screen. Tatum passes to Brown. Oh, Jaylen Brown! A strong finish.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
Out to the right wing. And Carroll passes to Carter. Oh, there's the alley. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
Well, because Carter Jr. is so dynamic athletically, his teammates have a lot of confidence in him finishing the alley-oop.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Quick check of the 2K leaderboard. Here are the toughest defenses to score against. Number 1, the Celtics.
Well, you look at how they dominated at the defensive end. They're good on the ball, they're good in help, and they get back in transition.
And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for Boston. It's a one-point game. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Magic are building something. Paolo Banchero said, quote, "It's been a long time coming. The fans have been waiting for the Magic to be good and to be challengers, even contenders. There's a lot of excitement in the city right now. We're just building and feeding off of that. Back to you guys."
They've got their fans fired up. All right, thank you, Allie. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That puts them in the lead. Suggs has got 5 points now in the quarter.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Pass to Brown. And Brown rising high for the finish.
We've come to expect plays like that from Brown. He won't waste any opportunity to throw it down.
Orlando's gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Wagner on the wing. Back to Suggs. Lays it up and banks it in. Suggs has got 9 points.
And right now, that's 5 buckets in a row. Looking like a well-oiled machine coming out of the break.
White, good.
Outstanding concentration that time by White on the tape. Played through the contact and scored.
The Magic have gone an impressive 5 of 5 so far in the third quarter. Pass to Banchero. Yes, Paolo Banchero for 2. Man, what a wild one this has been.
8 lead changes, some big plays, and some big mistakes, too.
Vucevic, a screen on Banchero. There's Tatum with the 3. Orlando grabs the miss. Suggs, right side. And he dunks it down.
Absolutely flying. Look at Suggs using those hops to jam it home.
Tatum, a screen on Suggs. Pritchard fires away outside. The rebound by Carter. Magic leading by 3. All right, Clark, let me ask you this. What can other big men learn from Wendell Carter Jr.?
Oh, come on, come on.
He's shown a maturity since he's been in the league. He doesn't seem to get too high or low emotionally. You need fire and competitiveness and physicality to play down low, but you still have to control yourself, and I think he does a good job of that. Most any coach loves points coming off assists.
Orlando calls timeout. with some changes. Katis checked in for Vucevic. Garza comes in for White. And it's Hauser in for Jaylen Brown. Boston on D. Here's Wagner. And the dunk by Wagner.
Good decision that time by Wagner, taking it straight line to the rim. The defense had no chance to stop it.
Dane against Tatum. They set the pick. And the three off target. Magic leading by 5. Hounded by Tatum. Back to Wagner. From 12 feet. 27 seconds left in the third. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out. Hauser outside. Orlando with the rebound. To the paint. Drills it from deep.
Come
now
on.
It's an 8-point Magic lead.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Boston shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
At the line for 2, Jason Tatum.
The first free throw is good. And so Tatum nails both of them.
That's what he does. Rock solid at the line.
Fires from way outside. That one no good. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. It's the Magic. They're up by 6. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big guy.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. Fourth quarter on the court for the Magic. We've got Banchero. Suggs is out there with Anthony Black. Then there's Wagner, and it's Richardson in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Black, and that one is hammered home.
Black showcasing his full arsenal, and he's a guard.
Celtics trail by 8. Outside, Brown. Back to White. It's rebounded by Banchero. Banchero's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the inside. Here's Wagner. That's good. And it's Banchero with the assist. Banchero's got 6 assists in the game.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Brown. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Brown has a nice shot repertoire. Clearly, the mid-range doesn't give him much trouble.
Richardson, that's good.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
And Joe Mazzulla. checked in for Orlando. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He did his best to light a fire under them, saying, "We have to fight. Now is the moment."
Thank you, Allie. Celtics trail by 10. White looking it over. Vucevic, a screen on Suggs. White for three. Hey, shooting the ball well. He's 5 for 9 in the game.
1 this half, 2 for the game. Staying active from beyond the arc.
Suggs, the pass to Black. Orlando moving the ball around. Pass to Banchero. 6 to shoot. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
Throughout the second half, they've achieved excellent efficiency on the offensive end.
Yeah, they're in a nice zone right now, and that basket looks, you know, it can handle 2 balls at once. It looks like now it could probably, for them, handle 3 or 4 balls at once as well as they're shooting.
Wagner. Oh, ho, ho. That's a man on a mission right there.
How about big Mo Wagner? Never waste an opportunity to throw it down, big fella.
Brown with it. He's picked up by Banchero. Outside, Brown puts up the tray. Carter rips down the board.
You know he wants that one back, right in his wheelhouse.
Here's Banchero. Plenty of space. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Yikes, how did he miss that? I mean, he makes 9 out of 10 of those.
Brown, no stopping him from 16 feet out.
I don't think he could have been any more impressive than he was tonight. Brown is setting this place on fire.
Timeout. Magic. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for Hauser. Then for Orlando, Franz Wagner checked in for Wagner. And it's Bane in for Black. Outside Bane. He's off from 3. Celtics trail by 9. Outside Tatum, jacks up a 3. Jason Tatum, he's a sharpshooter.
You got to D-up Tatum from deep. He's got that kind of range.
And Suggs has got the ball here for the Magic. Banchero, rebounded by Vucevic. Boston's gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Picked by Vucevic. Tatum fires. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
And Tatum has been in these situations before. He's reliable when it comes to stepping up in big moments.
Payne against White. Now here's Payne. Tight defense on him. Just 4 to shoot. Ooh, they can't stop the run with that one. Boston's got 3 threes to fall out of 4 attempts here in the 4th. Picked by Vucevic to tie it up. Ooh, he leaves no question.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game?
Yes.
Outside Banchero for three. Cleared away by White.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot.
He just missed it. Hey, and with Brown, guys, it doesn't matter what point in the game it is. I mean, he's ready to shoot whenever he has the ball in a good spot.
Timeout. Magic. All right, what are the considerations at this late juncture?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in a game.
White against Bane.
He's got the G. Bane looking steady in crunch time.
So it's Boston now. Pritchard surviving the D. Just 5 on the clock. Tatum a screen on Suggs. Peyton Pritchard. Oh, the long ball, no good. So a close game here sees Orlando taking this one. And this was an emotional win for them, no doubt about it.
Just a fantastic accomplishment. You love how they just diffuse the energy in this arena.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching. And we present the player of the game, Paolo Banchero.
Round 1, Eastern Conference, the NBA playoffs. The Boston Celtics look to show the world that their motivation can overpower the doubters and carve the path to success. The first step starts tonight against the Magic. Round 1, Game 1, the NBA playoffs, coming up next.
Welcome, everyone. The regular season is in the books. The battle for the East begins. Round 1, Game 1. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics as they play against the Orlando Magic. With Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and Allie LaForce on our sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Running out on the wings, they'll have Bane and Wagner. Down low, it's Banchero and Carter. And it's Suggs in at the point guard. And for the Celtics, dynamic duo of Brown and Tatum at the 3 and the 4. Pritchard and White are their guards. And it's Vucevic in at the 5. Home in the paint. And take a look at the Celtics. They are clearly the favored team in this series, and I guarantee they got their sights set on a bigger prize than just getting through this round.
That can be dangerous, though. It's fine to focus on an overall goal, but a team can't get caught looking past any opponent in the playoffs.
Well, you have to deny the entry to Wagner. He's just automatic around the rim.
Banchero looking around. And then Carter with the dunk.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Here's Pritchard. And slam dunk by Tatum.
What a move by Tatum. Finishing strong at the rim.
Suggs against Pritchard. Bounce pass Suggs. Up top, Wagner. Magic moving the ball around. And Carter with the basket on the assist from Suggs. Carter's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Inside, Vucevic. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Guys, the moment Vooch gets that ball in the paint, he can beat you in so many different ways.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Well, this offense is off to an outstanding start. They're communicating, executing, and finding great shots.
The free throw off from Carter.
Well, to me, Carter is that classic lunch pail guy. He's big, tough, does the little things, and never complains about his role. Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Here's Suggs, and that one drops.
What a start. 5 for 5 from the floor, executing the game plan to perfection at this point.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter.
Oh, come on.
Allie, it's all yours.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. He was blunt when talking about his assessment of Franz Wagner. Coach praised the toughness Wagner plays with, saying, we're talking about a 6'10 wing who goes hard to the bucket. He invites contact. Those aren't easy guys to contend with. Back to you, Kevin.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you.
And he's got a nice fluid motion on his long-range shots. I think Banchero will be a consistent three-point shooter at the NBA level.
Brown outside. Franz Wagner grabs the miss.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Suggs passes to Carter. Banchero against Tatum. 6 to shoot. Unloads from 9. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Banchero's got 5 points so far.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And he gets it to go.
I like how composed White is. Even with the contact, he stays locked in.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. changes here for the Celtics. Sam Hauser comes in for White, and it's Gonzalez in for Pritchard. Orlando also making some changes. Mo Wagner comes in for Franz Wagner, and it's Anthony Black in for Suggs. And it's the Magic with the ball. They lead by 7. 1:51 left in the first. Pass to Carter. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Now Hauser. Vucevic a screen on Banchero. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Here's Tatum. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Lob pass to Wagner. Hammers the alley-oop through.
What a textbook setup for Wagner. The big man just has to meet the pass in the air and put it in the bucket.
Picked by Vucevic. Down gets to Vucevic. Wide open. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Carter outside. Pass to Wagner. Here's Black. He has yet to score. He gets it in there.
Man, they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Celtics trail by 8. Tatum deciding where to go with it. Sinks the triple. Tatum's got 5 now.
Well, Tatum is rightfully as confident as they come from deep. He saw that look and didn't waste it.
Here's Black. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Wendell Carter making highlights, guys, for the Magic. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more in store for you right after this. We're ready to get back into the action here in game 1. Let's see what this quarter has in store for us. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Boston Celtics. It's a 5-point game. This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. They've got Franz Wagner. Richardson is out there with Black. Then there's Wagner. And it's Bitadze in at the center, locking down the middle.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Orlando leading by 3. Back the pass to Bitadze. Now, here's Wagner. Off target with his 3. It's tipped. Pass to Garza. Back to Hauser. Over Richardson. Here's Queta. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Derek White's checked in for the Celtics. Jalen Suggs is checked in for the Magic. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Patase, a screen on Pritchard. White looking around, and there's the drive. A miss that time would have put him up.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
That one falls.
Just great court recognition there by Suggs. His teammates appreciate when he gets it to them when they're open.
Now here's White. They set the pick. Takes the three. Connects from three-point range. White's got the game tied up here for Boston.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Now Pritchard. Still yet to score. Fires the three. White inside. Black defending. Pocket 6. Three-pointer, Pritchard. Here's Garza. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Garza's got the lead up to 2 now for Boston. The Magic have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Pass to Wagner. The rebound by Cater.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Suggs against Pritchard. A three-pointer is right on target. And it's a 5-point Celtic lead.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
And finish off by Wagner.
Yeah, powerful finish from Wagner. Don't get in his way.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's ready to talk things through with them. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Brown comes in for Pritchard. Then for the Magic. Banchero's checked in for Mo Wagner. And it's Bane in for Franz Wagner. Celtics leading by 3. 1:52 left to play here in the half.
And he just was from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now, here's Suggs. Fires the three. Garza pulls it in.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Suggs against White. To the middle. Here's Garza, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Yeah, and guys, when White's got the ball in his hands, you can count on him to make the right decision.
Suggs with the ball. Outside, Bane sinks the three-pointer.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Now here's White. 7 points in the game. Here's Garza. That one a little long. Banchero kicks to Suggs. Payne for 3. The rebound by Tatum. Celtics leading by 4. Tatum on the wing. Guarded by Bane. Tatum no good.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
And it's Banchero missing. Boston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. They set the pick. The 3 from Tatum. Nailed from three-point land. Tatum's got the lead up to 7 now for Boston. Bounce pass Suggs. And that concludes the first half. Boston on top as they end the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-7 run. And we'll be back with you right after this.
And thank you for joining us. 2 quarters in the books and a Game 1 deficit for the Orlando Magic.
They've got to play with more force defensively, if you ask me. You got to make them feel you.
Yeah, touch them up if you have to. Right now, they're putting up no resistance.
Looking at how the Celtics are doing in this series, I'm curious. You guys both played in a lot of playoff games. What's a Game 1 like?
To me, it's the most important game of the series. A chance to come out strong, set the tone, Ernie, like getting everyone on notice. And Game 1s are really the best chance for the underdog to sneak in and steal a win.
Yeah, you say that, Kenny, because you're the underdog around here. You better not be stealing nothing away from me. Stay away from my snacks. I'm the alpha.
Well, glad the whole pack was able to weigh in on that one. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
NBA playoff round 1. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action on the court. You gotta like what Wendell Carter has done in this game.
There must be ice water in his veins. Such an important game, and he plays superb basketball in that opening half.
Yeah, kind of what you expect from a guy of his caliber. Don't be surprised if his second half is just as good.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Jason Tatum is out there with Vucevic, and it's Pritchard in at the point. He's in the game for the Celtics.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The Magic trail by 9. Payne looking around. No one near Suggs as he lets it go. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Brown dishes to Vucevic and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Well, as his career has progressed, Brown's really improved his playmaking. Credit to him for putting in the work.
The Magic shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Lets it go with a 3. And that one's good. Suggs has got 5 points so far.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
White. It's hauled in by the Magic. Down low. It's stolen by Pritchard. Here's Brown. That one, no good. Nice defense from Wagner. Here's...
Well, I like when Suggs takes initiative on offense. These drives to the rim help get him going.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. Boston leading by 6. And here is Tatum. 8 points for him. And Vucevic throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
So it's Orlando now, following the bucket by the Celtics. Banchero, and finished off by Banchero.
Oh, big-time dunk by Banchero. I like seeing the aggressive side of this young man.
Tatum setting the pick for Pritchard. Hands it from downtown. 6 points for him.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
The Magic trail by 9. Banchero outside. Carter with the screen. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Brown. Boston's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Vucevic is screen on Suggs. Sets it up, and it's put back in by Vucevic. And it's an 11-point Boston lead.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Suggs against Pritchard. A 3 from Banchero. Buries the long-range jumper. Banchero's got 5 points now in the quarter. There's 1:40 left here in the third quarter. Brown sets a screen for Tatum. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
Well, Brown helps out with the screen and then gets rewarded with an opening to attack.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Nice game. Great performance by Nikola Vucevic.
Well, he's having his way inside, so they've got to figure it out. Time to talk it over.
Sam Hauser's checked in for White. And a change for the Magic. Black's checked in for Jalen Suggs. A minute 20 left to play here in the third. And it's Banchero missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Tatum slips by the contact inside.
Well, Tatum has some length on him. Gets down that lane in a hurry.
Here's Banchero. And finished off by Banchero.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Pritchard against Bain. Lets it go from deep. Carter pulls it in.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Pass to Banchero. And finished off by Banchero.
And this is what everyone wants to see. Banchero is attacking without hesitation on the offensive end.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Hauser. grabs the miss.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And so it's the Boston Celtics holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And don't go away. We'll be right back. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
Well, it doesn't get much better than playoff basketball. Let's get back to the action here in round one. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. They've got Black, Desmond Bane out there with Wagner. Then there's Jalen Suggs, and it's Bitadze in at the 5 down low. There's the pick, and here's Tatum for 3. That's it. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. The Magic trail by 8. Black the pass to Suggs. Bane. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Here's Hauser. The three-pointer's off the mark.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
Black finds Suggs. Wagner with a screen for Bane. A putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, at just under 7 feet, Wagner can be very effective on the glass, which is especially helpful on offense.
And it's White missing. The Magic trail by 6. To the wing on the left. Here's Black. Off target from outside.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving.
And so Suggs with it. He brings it up for the Magic. They played a great fourth quarter defensive, allowing only 3 points. Boston leading by 6. Here's White. Cleared away by Bitadze. Orlando's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Wagner cleaves it in off the window.
And at 6'11", Wagner is a threat inside. Good to see him going up with confidence down there.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. And clearly an important junction. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Both teams making some changes here. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He loves their effort tonight. He said, quote, "This is how we wanted to come into this, looking to push the action, dictating the tempo. We are where we need to be to even things up. Of course, he's talking about the season series. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Brown with a screen on Banchero. Down low. He's defended by Wagner. And that one is good.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Here's Wagner. Takes the three. Vucevic pulls it down.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
What a player Jaylen Brown has become. My goodness.
The Magic trail by 8. Banchero rebounded by Tatum.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
Tatum setting the pick for Pritchard. Jumper is off. Orlando, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Banchero. Again, sees him with the putback.
Well, that's exactly what Carter Jr. should be doing. Rescuing plays off the offensive glass.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. It's in there.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
And here's Banchero. They'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. 18 feet out. Count it.
Oh, good to see that Banchero has options if he can't penetrate. Your game has to be multifaceted in the league.
And down it goes.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found it. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
The Magic call timeout. Payne fires. He's off from 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Vucevic's screen on Suggs. Now Vucevic. Oh, the slam dunk.
A tremendous boost for these guys as this game winds down. And what will be a win here in Game 1 of the series for the Celtics.
And the big difference here was accuracy from 3-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out to be and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And it's really got to feel very good to be able to jump out confidently to a 1-0 lead in this series.
Absolutely. And I think their focus now has to be not on taking this win for granted. They should come out for Game 2 with the same intensity and honestly maybe even more. You know they'll face a more focused team in the next one, so they may have to be just a little bit tougher.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Vucevic.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
Substitution on the court.
It's a 10-point game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Shoots the three. He drills the three. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A pretty good feeling right now for them to be out in front like this in the series.
You know, Kevin, momentum is so critical, and you know they'll want to ride this wave into game 2.
And that about wraps it up for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference quarterfinals. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And now we present the player of the game, Nikola Vucevic.